To all the Gen Zers watching this convention right now, I have a message just for you. You don't have to stay poor. You don't have to accept being worse off than your parents. You don't have to feel aimless and unhappy. What's the one thing the rich, the wealthy, and the successful have in common more than anything else? It's not their intelligence. It's not. It's not even that they all went to college. It's not. It's the attitude that they bring to life. The attitude of self-made entrepreneurs of high levels is an attitude that you present something that 99% of the world would consider to be an impediment, they look as an opportunity. One of the things I learned about being an entrepreneur is that you could get into a place of paralysis in planning. The only thing you have to be able to answer is why. That's it. You don't need, all the other stuff is easy. You could hire people for that, figure it out. If you understand your why, you can get through any what or how, any. And so when you try to go into business as an entrepreneur and you're thinking about all the obstacles or, I have to perfectly plan this, you understand that is a prison mindset. And entrepreneurs are problem solvers. It's that simple. People say all the time, Charlie, how do I get rich? How do I be successful? You solve a problem. Once you solve a problem, people will give you value. And when you solve a problem over a period of time, better than somebody else, then you have a market differentiator. In entrepreneurship, there are steps and there are sequences. And eventually, you get to a place where you realize what you are doing is working, making the world a better place, and can be scaled. And you enjoy it. If those four things simultaneously can occur, then you are in the right place at the right time. That is the recipe. Surround yourself with successful people that are ethical. You end up being the average of who you spend, the 5 people you spend the most time with. Write down who you spend time with. The 5 most people you spend time with, that's who you are. So if you spend time with gossipers, with low energy complainers, if you spend time with people that are always kind of getting a buck for free, that's who you're going to be. But if you spend time around people like Patrick Bet-David, people that are high energy, that are ethical, that are pushing boundaries, looking for solutions, that is going to rub off on you. Audit your relationships and purge the people that are weighing you down. You will become better because of it. What I find is that in order for you to 10x, you also sometimes have to delete certain people from your life to get you to that level. If there are people in your life that are like, you can't do that, you can't 10x it. Now, and yes, you can use it as like, okay, I'm gonna show you and motivate you, but you have to be an exceptionally strong-willed person to be around that all the time and still be able to succeed. And so I recommend, if they're family members or parents, you should honor your parents, but you don't have to immerse yourself in that. Instead, find people that are coaches, mentors, cheerleaders, encouragers for the type of person and the type of innovator that you want to be.
They're like, you have to sacrifice everything to want to become actually rich, unless you're born. Like, no nights, few weekends. I traveled 3,000 days over a decade. I'm a million miler at American, Delta, United. I'm in all 50 states multiple times. Like, it's thankless, gritty work. There's a hustle behind the scenes, and not just me, it's our team too. Yeah, I mean, like, you want to be successful? You think it's easy? Okay, I'll show you my flight logs. 200 red-eye flights. You want to go do that? 200 red-eye flights where you have to go sit and perform and give a speech and be on and go all day and be interested. 1,200 cable news interviews. Fox News at 3 o'clock in the morning. Fox News at 3:30 in the morning. Get up, get on a flight, conference calls, remember the donor's name, write a thank you note, show up, report for the donor. They have questions, they're critical, they're skeptical. Like, fine, okay, it sounds easy, right? And I'm not here to like brag on it, but like, there's a lot you have to sacrifice for all. Not easy. So if you actually want to be rich, then there is a path for you. You have to like sacrifice in like immensely. I don't drink alcohol. Like, Tucker Carlson doesn't drink alcohol. Donald Trump doesn't drink alcohol. Now, that doesn't mean that like you can't be rich if you don't drink alcohol, but you must sacrifice stuff. Now, it might be that you create a good widget or like you might a good social media app or you might get good venture funding. But even those guys will tell you, you have to fail a lot. You have to sacrifice a lot. You have to be really gritty. But is there anything like inherently wrong with a billionaire? No, like most billionaires actually have solved big problems for us. Time's a very interesting thing. And if you meticulously plan out your day, there's so much waste in people's schedule, right? How much time do things actually take? Do you really need 2 hours for a meeting? Do you really need an hour and a half for that? And so I'm like a time efficiency maximalist. And I still get 9 to 10 hours of sleep a night, amazingly. So I didn't realize that like motivation and like drive and grit and hustle was actually like an exceptional quality. And so then quickly I realized like, whoa, I'm just going to outwork everybody. Like I'm not the most charismatic person. You know, I can speak. I got a good thing going, but I'm not the most. I'm not the smartest person and go to Harvard Law, right? I don't have the highest IQ, but I can compete with the best of them. But I am going to outwork you. Like I'll put in more hours. I'll read more books. I'll listen to more podcasts. Like I will do more meetings. I'll travel to more cities. Like that I can do. But yeah, it depends on what you want. If you want to be rich, like actually like have your bank account big, then of course you can do that. If you want to like have people remain super poor and dependent on the government, don't teach them financial literacy. And if you want to have them like filling out credit cards at 25% interest, don't teach financial literacy. How many young kids right now that are 17 can tell you the difference between credit and debit? They can't. The best way to build wealth is over long periods of time, saving money and doing boring stuff. It's not get rich quick. It's not big meme coins, right? It's not big spikes. It's just going to work, saving money, and living below your means. I know that's not the sexy answer everyone wants, but that's what Warren Buffett did. Warren Buffett's one of the world's wealthiest men. He started with like very little money 70 years ago. And no one wants to hear that, right? They want to hear about like, what's the next NVIDIA? Okay, I don't know. But I can tell you that in 40 years, if you put $100 a week into a moderately managed, wealth account, you're going to be great. $100 a week, man. I can't afford that. Okay, well, let's talk about it. How much money do you make? Oh, I make $91,000. You can afford $100 a week.
I met a college kid recently. I said, what are you studying? He said, I'm studying entrepreneurship. I said, well, that is a waste of time and money, man. You don't study entrepreneurship. You do entrepreneurship.